Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, November 12th at midnight, 2019. You're looking at the models just coming in, the freshest models that we could get. Now, they're not going to be reporting on this until sometime tomorrow. But take a look at the snow falling in Texas in the next 12 hours. Southern Texas, the nexus of the schmexus. And the southeast is also picking it up in Mississippi and Alabama, North Carolina, Virginia. The Delmarva is going to see some flurries. And then the patterns show heavy snow moving into the west. The upper Midwest is going to continue to get covered. Crops are over. And the Northeast picking up the winning totals. While record colds occurring worldwide, take a look. That's just this hour. The blue regions are record colds. We'll get to that in a moment. Keep calm. It's boom time. Veterans Day beginning to look a lot like Christmas as cold sweeps the nation. A freeze is coming to Florida, says John Bacon of USA Today. And we've got a green screen. Arctic blast could shatter hundreds of records as it sweeps the nation. A wintry weather pattern that brought single-digit temperatures and more than a foot of snow to parts of the upper Midwest rolled across wide swaths of the nation Monday, threatening to break hundreds of records and bring a deep freeze as far south as Al Gore's hole in Florida. Did I say that? Arctic blast brings snow, ice, and bone-chilling temps across the U.S. Do we have a video? Is there a video? What's going on? Why is it green? That's new. I never saw the green. Let's try to do this. Let's allow it. We already did that. Man, we had video. We'll get to another video in a minute. An Arctic blast is expected to bring snow, ice, and bone-chilling temperatures to tens of millions of people across the United States this week, has already proven fatal. The weather was blamed on 4 deaths Monday in the Midwest. The deaths, which authorities in Michigan and Kansas attributed to poor road conditions, occurred as a surge of Arctic air moved east from the Midwest to the Gulf and East Coast. The National Weather Service expects temperatures to plunge on Wednesday. We have the video. We have the models. Arctic blast set to spread across the U.S. and record cold snap as people kick soccer balls to their jacket-laden puppies. Snow canceled some 1,000 flights at Chicago airports Monday as an Arctic blast brings freezing temperatures to tens of millions of people across the U.S. this week, Diamond reports. Why does that matter? Well, because it's global warming. Didn't you know that? Here you're looking at record colds over the last 24 hours. That's probably about 400. Let's run it through again. 400 record colds across the central U.S. moving east. Come check out coolwx.com/record. This is updated all the time, and it is totally amazing. Take a look. Record cold snap coming for the eastern third of the country now. It's coming for you after the Midwest, the best of the schmest, got blasted. Here's your Wednesday forecast lows. Ho, ho, ho's. 9 degrees in Chi-Town, 35 in Tallahassee. Hello. And that's tonight's first boom. Global warming is very chilly. 35 in Brownsville. Now, the models I'm about to show you that just got updated show Texas at or around freezing for over 24 hours 2 weeks from now. It's insane. New Orleans, 32. Nashville, 16. Philly, 22. Boston, 20. This ain't funny, but it is boom-worthy. Wintry blast could hit NYC with record-breaking low temps. Look at those ladies. A wintry blast is expected to send a chill through the swath of the U.S. this week, possibly bringing record-breaking cold air and a few flurries to the Big Apple. Forecasters predict it's going to be cold up in the Big App. That record is pretty vulnerable, potentially record cold, and a bit of snow to roll into Boston this week. We're looking at highs only in the low 30s. So that record is pretty vulnerable. The Boston area may break a long-standing cold weather record on Wednesday as temperatures are set to rise just over 30 as the high. I don't even know if it's legal there, unless you have a green card. The low record is 36 degrees for a high on November 13th. And it was set back in 1874, back before Al Gore was a bore, according to Bill Simpson, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service and Al Gore buff. We're looking at highs only in the low 30s, and 36 is in the upper 30s. So it's anyone's guess how huge we will destroy this record, setting back to 1874. It's like 150 years ago. It's like Boston Tea Party again. And you know how many people up in Boston believe in global warming? Like everybody. It's going to be crazy as the flight cancellations at the situations in the... Stick with me. Give him a thumbs up at the AP. Can you believe how few people actually watch this? Look at this. 300 people. 300 people are going to watch this video in the first second, and we'll have 400 live when I stream it. Hello. Now, we're back at the GFS model, and I'm just going to walk you through your weekend. There it is. The East Coast is going to get the most in the next 24 hours. Many areas receiving their first snow. The mountains and all the ski resorts all the way down as far as you can in southern Appalachia are going to be picking up snow, and they'll be open. Yeah, before Thanksgiving. Isn't that amazing? Take a look at the lake effect snow. I'm only going to bring you through 115 hours. And that snow falls in Texas in the next 24 hours. Here's 6 hours from now, 12 hours from now. So if you're in these northern, northeast states, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, the Dax, you're going to be buried. Well, just under a foot of snow. It'll be nice. Tell Al Gore I said hi. Now let's get to this cold weather records that will be set. Oh my goodness. This isn't even parsed up. Jesus, that's going to take a minute. That's going to hurt. That's not good for ratings. Look at that. They're just like, they don't even want to give us a single map. It's going to be really cold. Cold, wintry blast to impact the eastern states. Air quality issues continue in the northwest. The Arctic storm that impacted the central U.S. will now move into the east with the potential for record cold temperatures, gusty winds, widespread areas of snow and rain, snow mixed with rain and hail and grapple, some say. Heavy lake effect snow will continue for some of the Great Lakes. We just showed you the models. I keep talking in this monotone quickly. Meanwhile, in the west, record warmth continues. It's awesome. The stagnant air remains entrenched in the northwest. Blippity bloppity blue. There it is. Hello. We got like a couple hours. That's it. We're downloaded 36 hours here. Look at the plume of freezingness up there in Canada. And that's relentless. This is 24 hours we're going to show you where the temperatures barely get above 10, 15, 18. Oh, single digits. And this is just coming down. North Dakota, Montana. Oh. Through Thursday, it's going to get colder and colder and never let up. We're talking teens all day in North and South Dakota. Smoke a bud. Look at that. And this pattern keeps pushing this blue area further and further south each and every day. Into Kentucky, getting plucky. Down into Tenney. Holy henny. Might need a Benny. Said no one ever. Well, many people said that. Look at this. Through Saturday, which is Saturday, 43 in Tally. Warming up to 60. Look at the highs down in Miami. They're going to think They don't even get on. They're not going to know what happened. -8 in Ontario. It's scary out. That's like for the high. How high are you on that day? Hey. I'm just slowly walking this through so we can download this data. Look at this plume coming through Monday. That'll be your fun day as it dips all the way through. Oh my God, there's your misery. Oh, Tuesday is your lose day if you're in the South. Mississippi, 27. Have you ever heard of that on November 12th? Mississippi, 27? That's a deep freeze. Your high will be 38. Isn't that crazy? Look at how cold Texas stays. All the way down to Mexico. It's in the mid to upper 40s. That is shorties weather. Isn't that crazy? Harvest a struggle in Alberta as Texas struggles to get out of the 40s. Winter's icy fingers have touched most of the prairie since late September, causing havoc and frustration for many farmers trying to get their crops off the fields. Do you think it's going to happen? I doubt it. Some regions have up to 90% harvested. Calgary estimates 20 to 25% of its canola is still in the ground. That's a loss, by the way. That's a big loss for canola. Oh, we got to get that back up. Those are the unofficial reopen that closed tab. We'll do a dab. The unofficial record-breaking temperatures across the globe at this moment. Look at the U.S. Holy macaroni. Even Africa record cold. Even Norway reporting record cold. Take a look at Iran record cold. It's insane. Here are the current record colds this hour. Right now. 500 UTC, 12th November. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 100. There's 300 record colds this hour at 500 UTC in the US. And only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 record colds in Europe. 300 in North America. This hour. Are you picking that up? That's... Oh, there's no record warms. I don't see any red there. Do you? Is there any? Southeastern France rocked by 5.4 magnitude earthquake. Now this is rare. This is the rarest of the rare. Like if you use Nair in your hair, it will fall out rare. Montélimar. Genessuit. An unusually strong earthquake hit southeastern France on Monday, seriously injuring at least one and barely injuring 3 other D-bags, authorities said. The quake with a magnitude 5.4 was felt in a vast area between the cities of Lyon and Montélimar, which are about 150 kilometers apart, and the National Seismologist Office said. No buildings were damaged. Isn't that boom-worthy? But hearts were felt and bread crumbled. Why are we over here? Earthquake hit southeast France. EDF checking 2 nuke plants. Oh my goodness. I hope they didn't crumble. Seismic update. Error. Computer alert. Computer. Wow, let's look at the graph. We have so much to talk about. We have Iranian quakes. We have the France quake over here. Boom! We've got a 6.1 in Tonga. And we have Mauna Kea accumulating seismic activity in the Hawaiian Islands. Now, this is not Mauna Loa, it's Mauna Kea. Take my word for it, 4.9. It's boom time, kids. No other quakes of note. That's all we'll say there. We're running late. Update on Aska volcano earthquake. That's Aska in Iceland. Du hast ein kleines Niederwutzen? Well, that's Swedish. Since I wrote the article yesterday, which I didn't write, it was this person who is responsible for johnford.com volcano or johnford.com Icelandic geology. Awesome site. I donate regularly. You should too, unless you're a cheap prick. But I digress. And I mean that in the kindest way, by the way. Since they wrote the article yesterday, over 350 earthquakes have swarmed near this baby. Look at that. There's even a green star, which means they got an A. There's a chance this earthquake swarm is going to increase before the activity slows down, according to the author. What happens next depends on you and me and how much you donate, or the buildup of stress levels in the crust of the volcano in the next 48 hours. Over 300 earthquakes have taken place over the last 48 hours. Hours of powers of earthquakes in Asha. However you say that. I didn't Google it. I'm sorry. I only have limited time. Worldwide volcano news update. Popocatépetl, Shivalush, Tucano, Reventador. Cleveland is waking up. Let's get to it. Ashka, Central Iceland. Possible eruption observed at Shivalush to 25,000 feet. And look at this. Look at the swarm of earthquakes here at Asha. Just click on that graphic when you get it, and it'll blow your mind. It's like hundreds of quakes. But look, they all stopped. What does that mean? Oh my God, it stopped. Boom! I know. I'm sorry if you have earphones on. Sucks to be you. Shivalush, 25,000 feet. That's like, can you smell that? That's high. That's almost 5 miles. Tucano, Swanosima, Asokis, Shishalden. Now let's get to Shishalden. Let's blow your mind on the seismicity in the graph that you're about to conceptualize. Look at this. And here we are live down here. This is the live point. So it's like this is every line on a seismogram is 15 or 20 minutes. This one's 30 minutes. So every 2 lines is an hour. So this is the last 2 days. Do you think something's building there? I don't know. Look at the missing data here. That could be the key. Do you think the missing data is the key, or is it boom time? Is it boom time, kids? At Shishalden? Did Diamond say that? Shishalden, Aleutians, Alaska, boom time. Cleveland, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, new eruptive phase. So we have volcanoes erupting in the Aleutians with new phases, and Shishalden has an uptick like this seismically. I wonder what that means. Probably nothing. It's just global warming. Sangay, Reventador, Sabancaya, Nevados de Chilon. Do your own research. Stop listening to me. No, actually, just keep listening to me. Something went wrong. Please refresh your browser. I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is good. Hong Kong protesters shot at close range. Counter-protesters set on fire in the latest escalation of violence. That sounds violent as shit. Now, we know a thing or two about violence. And certainly, we're not going to get this video in time. But when I had it, it was violent. It was amazing. We'll see what we can do here. Just bear with us. I'm crossing my fingers. No more fire in the kitchen. Have you heard about this nonsense? Cities are banning natural gas in homes to save the planet. Soon you'll be required to only poop every other day or Thursday. Come check out the Gordon Chang Hong Kong protester video. We don't have time for it. I apologize. It was good. But we can only get so much awesomeness out of one video, right? San Francisco, fix global warming or cook dinner on a gas stove. Those are your choices. That's the choice for people in 13 cities for reals. And 1 county in California that have enacted new zoning codes encouraging or requiring all electric new construction. Now, this is not to save the planet. The more efficient choice would be natural gas because we have an abundance of it. And what do they think the electricity comes from? Coal-fired power plants in many places. This is just makes no sense, and it should make very clear to you what lobbyists and how corrupt the political system is. It's almost unbelievably corrupt. Crony capitalism is the world you live in. The multinational corporations that run the planet are also killing you. Softly. with his song while you watch Netflix to ease the pain. I'm sorry. I said that. I got this green shirt on so someone can green screen me. No more fire in the kitchen. Cities are banning natural gas. Oh, look at that. This amber encased beetle may have been one of the first insects to pollinate flowers. Isn't that awesome? Beautiful. It's a scarab. The ancient beetle that nibbled a flower and got trapped in amber for nearly 100 million years has become the earliest direct evidence of insects pollinating flowering plants. Researchers report today, and yet Egyptian pharaohs knew of the significance of the beetle. More grain. This is not working out for us. Tiny deer-like animal thought lost to science photographed for the first time in 30 years. And we have video that's just green to share with you. There it is. Awesome. Dab worthy. It's like a giant rabbit deer. It's really bizarre. Let's get it a little bigger and we'll all be freaked out. It's a man bear pig. It's Bigfoot with really tiny feet. Holy shit. This small deer-like creature was previously thought to be extinct until they took over 1,800 photographs of them with trail cams. The chevrotain, the silverback chevrotain, or Vietnamese deer mouse, is one of the most awesome things I've ever seen. So, don't eat it. Don't eat it. I'm sure it's delicious, but just stay away. Now, this tiny deer-like creature about the size of a rabbit has been photographed thousands of times in southern Vietnam, delighting conservationists who feared the species extinct. The silver-backed chevrotain, also called the Vietnamese man-bear pig or mouse deer, was last recorded more than 25 years ago when a team of Vietnamese and Russian researchers claimed it was extinct. And they just took 1,800 pictures of this extinct animal. Apparently, climate change is really making it difficult for them, like the polar bears. It's very devastating. There's just thousands. As SpaceX launches 60 Starlink satellites, scientists see threat to astronomy itself. Well, Diamond sees a threat to humanity because as we pump thousands upon thousands, it's estimated that over 50,000 satellites will be ejected in the next 2 years into space. These will all come raining down on us when the next major solar flare effects are. Anyway, so they're worried that astronomers won't be able to see stars because of these satellites. I'm worried that we won't be able to see because we're all going to burn up as they fall to Earth and light our forests and houses on fire. Now, the earliest datable observation of Aurora Borealis that most of you know about is the Carrington event. But recent data in the the Greenland ice core suggest cosmogenic events happening around 568 BC. This has been corroborated in Assyrian tablets, which I'm showing you the paper right here. And earlier in 2004, actually, Sumerian tablets dated it to the exact date in September. It's absolutely mind-blowing because we're missing all the Dark Ages, but we can go back to 2678 BC and know on September 28th that there was an aurora. Hello! I mean, anyway, I'm going to leave you the full PDF, which you're going to get for free, on the earliest candidates of oral observations in Assyrian astrological reports, insights on solar activity around the world. It's an awesome read. Go do it. You can make it through it. Trust me. Here's the Assyrian tablets that correspond to the dating of these events. And here's the graphic from the ice core. Just, in case your mind wants to be blown. They're in the same context. It's pretty awesome when you do that. And you're like, what? I thought we were hunter-gatherers. And we were idiots back then. Now, Rex Bear and I, and many others, have been unraveling the facts of human history and the fact that you've been lied to on purpose. This comes from the burning of the libraries of Alexandria and so on and so forth, the destruction and fairy tales about Egypt. Do you know Egyptians don't even know that the actual Egyptians were not Egyptian? They have the same genetics as the people that live in England. They're not Egyptian at all. Anyway, Robert Schoch, one of my heroes, and a geologist, like-minded, went out on a limb around 2007 and called out the Sphinx as being up to 7,000, 8,000 years old. And he since said it could be as old as 10,000, 11,000 years old. But he is hedging his bets, and he's towing the line. I think it's at least before the Younger Dryas event, which would be 12,786. So the Sphinx is probably 14,000, 15,000 years old when it was constructed, prior to the event. But I digress. Robert Schoch is a hero because later in his visits to Easter Island, he realized that the narrative there was completely ridiculous. And upon discovering the Rongo tablets, realized that those were plasma discharges. Now, this is after Anthony Peratt came into the game and started to put the pieces together with those missing petroglyphs worldwide and what the unknown petroglyphs and what they actually mean. And they're actually witnesses from accounts worldwide of what was happening in the skies. This was a time when many cultures had no language, like the ancient Puebloans, the Anasazi, and others. And yet they put these petroglyphs in rock to tell a story about what happens time immemorial, the Great Year, which has been described by the Yuga and many cultures in different contexts. But let's just look at some of these pictures. And if you've seen the petroglyphs that we've shown at almost all locations, you're going to start to, where are they? They're there. They really don't get much bigger. So here you can see the mother of all animals, or the birthing symbol. And here you see one with an animal out of its head. Here are the Peratt conceptuals. Here are the experiments to the left. Here's the Rongo to the right. And if you've watched any of our videos, we've shown you all of these glyphs. All of them. The single-poled ladder. We showed you this just the other day at Mesa Prieta, where they call this mountains in a reflection. This exact glyph is worldwide. It can be recreated in a lab. So I just wanted to tantalize you with a little bit of that. Another tantalization. Here's some more data coming out from a new paper, sediment cores from White Pond, South Carolina, containing a platinum anomaly and pyrogenic carbon peak. Now, I'm going to break that down in English. As we go through time here, at 12,785 years ago, there's a spike here in pyrogenic carbon, meaning this corresponds with the black mats that are all over the northern hemisphere, which suggests that all boreal forests north of the equator burned at this date. The whole world burned in one instant. It's pretty significant because after that, all plant spores decline. Well, you would expect that. And at the same time, we have a platinum and palladium spike in the sediments, which means that the cosmic genic event that lit the planet on fire which I believe is a solar outburst, happened at 12,785 from present. That blows all of the cosmogenic shit back out into space and up into the upper atmosphere and the ionosphere. And for years, it rains back down on Earth, causing this spike. Around 12,770. 15 years later, the spike occurs. But then there's this other event here around 11,600. It's called the hiatus. It's unexplained. But shortly thereafter, platinum and palladium go back up. And this is the Robert shock discharge. It's called the hiatus. So there could be another solar event that occurs after. There is a cacophony of hellish events that happen within a 1,500-year period, which completely decimate all of the megafauna on North America. Over 65% of all megafauna species gone. Africa was spared, which is why we have rhinos and giraffes and real crazy shit over there. But the rest of the world, gone. And those mammals that were humans that could hide in caves and small holes, they lived. And we're back in business sometime around 10.5. Right around here. Right after this cosmic event, 10.339. More platinum and palladium. And this could come from a massive solar outburst from the sun. It could be 2 solar outbursts. It's anyone's guess. We're putting it together, and I'm showing you the data. That's why we're here, right? More data to blow your mind. A direct connection between the Venus, Earth, and Jupiter tidal torquing cycles. A proposed driver for solar activity. Like an outer dynamo around the sun that controls the magnetics of the system. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. It's like a rave. You know what I mean? The long-term strength of Perigean spring tides. Please read this paper if you want to get deep. About the synodic phase, the cycle of the moon. Jupiter precisely resynchronizes itself in a frame of reference every 575.52 tropical years. It discusses so many cycles in this paper that if you haven't even heard of any cycles, you'll get a really grip on the 574.6 year Perigean spring tide, the 206-year cycle, the Venus-Earth-Jupiter tidal torquing model. It's thick and rich. It'll blow your mind. I don't have time. Links below. Preparewiththeranch.com, preparewiththeranch.com. Now, my Patriot Supply is paying for this website for us so that you can save money and that we can get a couple dollars. That's it. You can go to their website without using our link and maybe pay more. Or you can come here and pay get $100 off on a month of food, 252 servings for $167. It's like free. Save $100 instantly, free shipping. It's at your house in 2 days. In 2 buckets. Are you kidding me? I'm about to put Ormus in our preparedness store. But tomorrow night I'll talk about Ormus and some of the scientific breakthroughs and the information we know about Moses making Ormus. And it wasn't on Mount Sinai. And they found over 60 tons of it. And it's missing. Hope you got something out of the video. The Ormus is missing. So are the mammoths. But they didn't all die on this hiatus. They lived till about 4,800 years ago on an island in Siberia. If Darwin was alive, anyone could imagine what he would think up of. Anyway, natural selection much? Hope you got something out of the video. When the sun erupts, you will evolve. Thanks to all our one-time donors, our Patreons, and anyone who is listening. You picking it up?